Hey everyone, this is Nick. I wanted to jump on really quick and show you a little trick about how you can add confidence ranges to values in a dot plot chart like this inside of PowerPoint. There's a couple different ways that I wanted to show you. So this would be a more standard way of showing something like a margin of error, where every single point, every single dot along this line has the same margin of error or a fixed value of margin of error. In this case, maybe it's like a plus or minus 10%. So we have 10% on the left side and 10% on the right side of each of our dots. Now, in order to make this happen, all we need to do is click on our dots. We're going to go ahead and add error bars. We're just going to click on the skittle, add these error bars. You can see that you get the vertical and the horizontal error bars, the X and Y, so we don't need the vertical ones. We're going to keep the horizontal ones, click on those. When you click on the error bars to select them, you'll see over here on the right that you get the format data or the format error bar menu that pops up. If you click on the little plus sign, the skittle, you can get rid of that chart element menu too. So under the format error bar menu, we're going to go ahead and say we're going to keep the both. We're going to say no cap. That's going to remove the caps on the ends of the error bars. And instead of standard error, we're going to say fixed value. And then I'm going to set that to just 0.1 or 10%. If this was say it was 25% margin of error, we're going to go ahead and type that, and then our error bars will increase, as you can see there. So let's go back down to 10, and now it's just in formatting. So now what we do is we go over to the paint bucket. Let's just turn these to a lighter shade of gray, and then under the width, we're going to go ahead and tick this all the way up so that it's nice and big, so that those error bars aren't thin and skinny, but they're more of a big range that sort of encompasses the value of the dot. Maybe you want to make this just a little bit lighter. I'm going to make that a lighter shade, and now you have these beautiful margin of errors around these margin of error values around your dot plots. Now, another way that you might think about doing this is thinking about a confidence interval, and in this case, you might have different values for the lower and upper bounds of your confidence interval. So instead of a standard fixed value of plus or minus 10% on all of the dots, you might actually have a different lower and upper value for the range that you want to display with each of them. So in order to do that, we actually need to do a calculation and set these error bars to pull from a custom value. So let me show you what I mean by this. Here's our dot plot right here. I'm going to open our data in Excel. The full data menu pops up just like this. Now you can see these are my dots. This is how we make our dot plot right here, our X and Y values, and then our data values right there. Now this would be our lower and upper bound. So if you had something like an SPSS output or an R output that told you the lower and upper bounds for your confidence intervals of these data, then you could probably just put them in here, but we don't want to add those to the chart. We actually need to create a couple created variables, calculated variables from the field. So the gray bar for the negative value is going to be, we're going to type in an equal sign here. It's going to be our data value minus the lower bound. Push enter. And now that gives us what will be our lower value for each of our confidence gray bars. For the gray bar on the positive end, we're going to go ahead and say equals, and then we're going to type in our data value. Oh, sorry, we're actually going to say equals. We're going to type in our upper bound value, and then we're going to subtract our data value from that. And that's going to give us the value that we need there. So the lower bound is going to be, you can see that the lower bound here is going to be this. That's going to be the value that the lower bound gray bar pulls from. And this is going to be the upper bound or the positive gray bar. So let's close out of this, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use that in our error bars. So let's go ahead and add some error bars just like we did before. We're going to get rid of the vertical ones. Horizontal ones, we're going to click those, and they under the format error bar menu, we'll click on that little bar chart icon. And let's see, from position, actually I don't think we're going to do this. We're going to go back to the paint bucket. Oh, that's format chart options. We need to get our format error bars. There we go. Format error bar options right here. The bar chart icon. Very good. There we go. I'm going to say no cap. We're going to keep both, but instead of fixed value this time under the error amount, we're going to say custom. And now we're going to say specify value, and the data source will pop back up. And now the data range is telling me, where do you want to pull the positive error from? And I'm going to say the positive error we want to pull from this column right here, column H, and then the negative error we want to pull from column G. Very nice. We're going to push enter, click OK, And now we have our custom error bars right there. You can see the custom lower and upper bound of each of those error bars. Now we're going to go ahead and format it again to taste. I'm just going to go ahead and say this nice light gray, and we're going to, let's see, we're going to go ahead and increase. Oops, that looks like it's on the chart border. We need to get rid of the chart border there. I need to highlight my error bars once again, make the error bars gray. There we go. And we're just going to make those nice and big. Take those all the way up, maybe in the 20s. All right, and that looks nice. And that's how you get your confidence ranges as a confidence interval with custom lower and upper values in those dot plots inside of PowerPoint. If you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it. You'll get notified every time I post a new video in data design, usually PowerPoint, Excel, or Word. Had a great time making this for you. Can't wait to see you next time.